So, good evening. It is Thursday, February the 13th. Welcome to E-Scraps. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Scrappy D. I hadn't anticipated putting anything else up tonight, but I'm really wired and I'm not ready to go to bed yet. We have the closing on the house tomorrow. Hopefully we'll be purchasing my parents' home for I'll buy my brother's half out. And so I spent the day running back and forth to the scrap yards. I did share those videos with you. It is the first day in 2 weeks that it's been above 40 degrees. So I was able to get quite a bit of stuff out, which I was really glad about. So this server is an IBM. It is a System X3655, and it says it has an AMD chip in it. So I've already unscrewed everything. I took the power supplies out from the back here, and I unscrewed the things in the top. Somebody commented what was the difference between regular gold-fingered RAM and shielded RAM. So this is regular gold-fingered RAM. This is this by the pound pays much better than shielded RAM. Shielded RAM has a cover on it to disperse the heat better. But to a buyer of RAM, this is what they're after. They're after the gold and they're after the chips. The weight from the heat shields, the metal covers that would go over these, that's extra weight, but it's rubbish weight, if that makes sense. As a product, it has a whole different function. It disperses the heat differently, which is what the person who commented on was why shielded RAM priced at $17 and gold-fingered RAM like this priced much higher. Well, this has no rubbish on it. This is just a straight out RAM stick to a buyer. A person who's buying e-scrap doesn't buy the e-scrap for what it did in the computer. They're buying the e-scrap for what kind of gold and precious metals and things they can recover. So even though the heat sinks can be popped off of the gold-fingered RAM with the heat shields on it, but it's extra work and it's extra weight, so they're going to pay less. This is straight out gold recovery for them. They're going to pay more. That's very nice chunky gold-fingered RAM, by the way. Trying to make out to see how much. This is Kingston, which I do know is a very good brand. Each one of these is supposedly 2 gigabytes. I don't know how old this computer is, but that's probably a pound of RAM, which of course I'll sell to board sort. Okay, so that was a nice way to start. Let's see. I may not get this board off my camera tonight, but I wanted to show you a different server. I haven't showed you one of these yet. So this is a copper aluminum heatsink. This one, I don't know if I'd go after the copper or not. I have a bucket full of copper aluminum heatsinks, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them. Currently, the artists are offering 20 cents a pound, and I seriously call BS on that offer. So I have these sitting. Some of them I know I'm going to process. Like, I might cut this off and try to get it and then still sell it as a copper aluminum heatsink because of all that goes through here. That is in my bin of things to do. outdoors when I don't have to worry about inhaling toxic dust for cutting things. So these computers are really very clean. It's interesting. These came from a gentleman who I just found randomly, who he's an IT guy. He goes in and he removes the old data and data center stuff and replaces it with new. It's what he does. But he had, when I tell you a trailer full, yes, I mean a trailer full. Those big storage containers that used to be the back of trucks. That's what he. Wow, that's a beautiful chip. That's what he has. It is this tractor trailer outdoor storage container is absolutely full. Now, I actually listed the Xeon chips. Wow. I have not even seen this chip. This is so clean. I really think it probably has. Notice I'm being careful how to handle it. I've got to think this has got to have value to a collector. So on it, it says AMD 2006. This is an AMD Opteron. Now, I have never seen this chip, ever, in all my years of e-scrapping. That is just beautiful. It's as clean can be. And that chip, I may actually sell for its collectible value. A lot of people who collect these things. I have never seen this chip, ever. Wow. This, I mean, this is like brand new. Look at this. Wow. I mean, I cannot tell you how clean this is. So if that chip is from 2006. Wow. 2006. So this computer, this server, is from either 2006 or somewhere around that time period. This one still has the tape on it. I mean, these look like they were never used. I mean, this server looks unused. It is so clean. There's no dust. There's no. I mean, wow. Wow. My guts are saying, hey D, don't be an idiot. Somebody probably would buy that as a collector's item. Da 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 da. Well, wow. That is just that's incredible. That is not a pinned chip, by the way. That is flat. That is not pinned. I have never, ever seen these chips. This is amazing. Wow. That's just really something else. So those are AMD chips, and this is really interesting. This is an AMD with a metal bracket. I usually see them in plastic, so this is a very unusual board. Wow. Pretty cool. Oh, I wish I had time and space and everything else to just keep this stuff, but I don't. Sometimes things are worth more to a collector than they are to a recycler. But that is really something. That is something very rare and unusual. Now, it almost makes me feel guilty scrapping out this computer. The thing with me is I have no way to test these. The other problem is nobody wants them. They're old. It's old technology. The only person who might want something like this is somebody who's maybe running this system and needs replacement parts. But by today's standards, these things are very slow. And wow. That's just amazing. I actually saw somebody had on eBay a Sun Microsystem board like we pulled together 3 or 4 days ago. And they were asking some ridiculous amount of money for it. Wow. I mean, those chips are super, super cool. That's something I might actually keep. I've, like I said, in all the years of doing e-scrap, I have never seen anything like that. I really haven't. That is just cool. And last night I got those 4 Xeon chips in last night's video. So these are really amazing servers. I mean, look how good this is. This looks like a brand new freaking heatsink. It's unbelievable. Wow. It's like somebody bought them and never used them. Unbelievable. Wow. I don't know what to do with them. I mean, for me, it's just going to be pure recycling, I think. Yeah, these are going to be a beast to get out. So, I've got got a couple of gold finger cards here. Wow. These are something that if I really had room or really had space, I probably would save them and see if there's somebody who's a collector who might want to buy them. I don't know. I've just, I mean, look at this thing. It's from 2006 and it's as clean can be. Just seems a shame to just scrap this thing out. It really does. Wow. But the more practical side of me just says nobody's going to want it because it's old technology. Wow. Really bugs me because I don't know. Maybe I'm going to research it a little bit more before I just sell it or scrap it. And it's just going to go in with my, that'll go in with the RAM. Wow. I cannot get over these chips. Hey, look at that. I've never seen this chip. Wow. Well, I'm glad that you guys were here with me when I opened up this server. The board itself is a very nice board. It'll go as a dual socket. This would be a large metal socket. Dual, because there's 2 of them. It'd be a large socket because I can fit a quarter in there. Large socket usually tends to be an AMD anyway, because AMDs have that, most of them are pinned and they fit into a large socket. So this is a large metal socket green motherboard, and it'll have its own category. I seriously am considering doing a little research and seeing about selling this board. So I don't think I'm going to pull it tonight. I think I'm going to do a little research on it. If I decide to sell it, it'll go in its own category. Large socket. Large metal socket, actually. Large metal socket. Dual socket motherboard. Whew. That is some board. The board's beautiful, too. The board's nice, too. But the real value is going to be here. There's a lot of gold in this bracket. Now you can share my confusion on camera. I'm kicking myself in the ass for taking that Sun Microsystem thing apart the other day. Wow. Well, I'm going to hold off on taking this apart, I think. I think I want to do a little research and see if the board is worth selling as a vintage clean board. I mean, it doesn't even look used. That is really something. Well, if you're ever out there scrapping and you find a beat up used IBM system. This is what you can expect to find in it. A lot of RAM. That was really a nice surprise. These two CPUs. There were a couple of expansion cards here. Wow. I am, like I said, I am really just completely blown away by this, the condition of this. So, I'm going to go online and investigate a little bit, and I'll get back to you on that. I don't think I'm going to take this apart. It's a good thing, by the way. I don't know. There must be vintage collectors out there who would want something like this. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. You can share my quandary. Wow. Okay, well, I'm glad I got a chance to show this to you. I'm glad you were with me when I opened it. I don't know. I just think scrapping it is probably what's going to happen just because of the old technology. You know, it's slow. Nobody really wants it. Even though this is pristine. These older boards, by the way, they are much thicker and they are much heavier than the newer boards. To a refiner, buyer, whomever, they're really worth a good deal more. This board will probably pay $7 or $8 a pound. It'll be in its own category as a server board. I'll have to get these brackets off. I'll get this off and go from there. I'm going to hold off pulling this apart because I'm going to go online tonight before I go to bed and see if there's any interest in something like this. If any of you guys are interested, let me know. This is beautifully clean. Like I said, I'm blown away by this board. I was blown away by the one I took apart last night too. I am really still kicking myself over that Sun Microsystem board. I should never have scrapped it. I should have just tried to resell it, I think. I don't know. I'd appreciate your thoughts in the comments about saving this and trying to sell it as a vintage board or just scrapping the sucker. I don't know. Oh well, okay. I'm glad you guys were with me when I opened this one up. It was really cool. I'm glad we discovered that together. And I'll catch you on the next video. Stay wonderful. Mwah. Good night.